that I want to attain happiness and peace. And because of this tendency, whatever the problem I face or in, I was able to come up so easily because my mind always traveled towards this. So it is very easy for me to come out of any problem. And I think the source of this thought is natural acceptance. And the second one, to eat my favorite food. I don't eat much, but then if I have to eat, I eat my favorite food. I like to eat my favorite food, and I think the source of that is sensation. Then to be respected and acknowledged. So whatever the work we do, we don't expect money in back most of the time, but then we do expect respect and acknowledgement towards that, I believe. And the source of that is preconditioning. Even from the childhood, the appreciation is expected because it was given first. So we always expect appreciation. So that is coming out of preconditioning. To travel the world. That's not my basic taste, but then to travel the world, the source might be preconditioning and sensation. To sleep well, of course, yes. You are already sleeping well. You need not, you don't think about that much. Only when you become sleepless, you will know the importance of sleeping well. And the source could be sensation. To have meaningful relationship. I always expect this. I don't have much friends or a relationship to say, but then if I have one, I'll be a very quality people around me. So to have meaningful relationships, I think that will be accepted by all. So it can be the source can be the natural acceptance.
Nice. Any other? Yeah, Monica ma'am. Yes.
Good morning. Yesterday, Supraja madam asking one question, why that life is so complex?
No, we have to share your list of desire and then...
Desire only, sir. Why that the life is so complex? Because of the root cause of all the things is desire actually. Maybe that the medical peoples may not be understand this, but others can understand easily. Actually the complex maybe are you seeing this? Z equal to x plus iy. You know this number? Complex number only. It is the complex number. Okay. But here x is there, na? It is the real number, and then here it is the complex number. Sorry, it is that imaginary number. Okay. So our life is the include of both the real and complex. Okay. So here that imaginary is there, na? You know that imaginary value I equal to, that is the root cause of all the negative thoughts. Root cause of all the negative thoughts, imaginary. Okay, then increase your in your life, most of them negative thoughts, negative things, negative happenings, all the things are because of your imaginary. In case if you want to increase your imaginary, what happened is...
No, wait. This is not the purpose.
Actually, no, I will complete.
No, let me say. This will take the discussion wrong, maybe in some other direction. So what we are trying to say, I am not saying that this is complex. See, let us understand first.
No, in mathematical perspective, I am telling.
You had to explore yourself. See, you have to explore yourself.
Finally, only one point, sir, I will finish it. In case if you are giving that imaginary is 0, come to that real world, then you will be very happy. That's all. That is my conclusion. Yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. See, what you have to essentially do, you have to list your desires and then find out the source. Okay, I'll explain what he is trying to say, what sir is trying to say. Yeah. But we have to do this. See, it so happens no that we have something in imagination and we try to go by that. But the basic task is self-exploration. So first of all, we have to list our desires and see the source of desire, and then we can go ahead. If it is coming from preconditioning or sensation, then whatever effort I try to make, the continuity of happiness is not going to be ensured. So what you are saying as imaginary, imagining continuity of happiness through preconditioning or sensation is making the life complex. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Bhaiya, may I? Good morning. My name is Monica, and assignment 2. I have completed 1.5 questions, so I'm just starting with the first one. The desires, and they are raw. Please pardon me for that. First is, as usual, good health, and this good health is induced by natural acceptance. And the sense organs which I associated with good health, which I can actually associate with good health, is touch, feel, and the body as such, body as the material.
No, you do the exercise 1 first. Let us not mix 1 and 2. Otherwise, no, it will not be clear.
First exercise.
Okay.
Desire.
And the source.
And the sources,
That's
feel,
all.
touch.
No.
Okay. And why I require that? I don't
No, not at this moment. You just list the desires.
The desires.
And the sources.
Good health. And the second desire which I have been always wanting for so many years now is a jacuzzi at home. I have always wanted a jacuzzi. I have wanted to feel a jacuzzi, but I haven't got an opportunity to feel jacuzzi. Every time I book a hotel with jacuzzi, the jacuzzi was not working. Or I will not get the room which has the jacuzzi. Something like this has happened, so I have been always wanting this, and this is maybe because of the preconditioning that I have already had related to jacuzzis. And the next thing which I have always desired is to learn Kung Fu. I wanted to learn Kung Fu for my protection, for my self-protection, and I wanted to learn something so that I can teach my daughter the basics of things, so that she will get interested towards that. Everybody needs to learn some of the other martial art. I have never had a perfect body to learn this martial art till date. Maybe in future.
Where is the desire coming from?
Sir?
Where is the desire coming from?
That's due to preconditioning. Right from the beginning, I have seen my neighbors learning karate and other martial arts, and when I was not able to do that. So it's again preconditioning, like I have had this yearning right from my childhood. And after watching this movie Narnia, I have wanted to taste Belgian chocolate. I have tried tasting Belgian chocolate in India, but I want to actually taste the actual Belgian chocolate in Belgium. And Italian ice cream from Italy. So again, this sensation is from sensation, and the request is from my taste buds. And the last one which I have always desired is to listen to my grandma's voice again. She's no more. And I do not know, I still have this feel of guilt. I was a child back then, and I did not know, I think I did not take care of her. Maybe I could have done something. I did what I could, but I could have done more. Till this day, I feel bad about it. Thank you.
So what is the source?
Sensation, hearing. I want to hear her voice.
How come sensation?
Sensation, like right now the sensation, it's induced by sensation. Hearing would help me, but more than that, maybe I cannot associate this with natural acceptance. I want to just hear her voice.
Okay, fine. Okay. Next, who is coming? Yes, please. Divakar ji.
So I will start with question 2 since everybody was doing question 1.
No,
So-
question 1 first.
I didn't do it, sir. If I had done it, I would have started that. So question, can I do question
Okay,
2,
okay,
please?
fine. Yeah.
I mean, I've written this down. That means I have to impromptu do it. So I'll do this. If you are happy.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So 5 senses, what and why, what we feel and why. So first I thought I'll come with eyes. So when you see a scenery, it's very pleasurable for me. Why probably is, since when we are seeing sceneries or when we are traveling, we are one with nature. It could be that, or I am stress free, I am not working, maybe that. Is it correct, what I'm
No,
saying?
say it again.
So senses, second question was senses,
Yeah.
and so scenery,
Seeing a scenery.
seeing a scenery or being like mountains, rivers, natural scenery. The feeling I get is pleasure. Very different when we are going, maybe if we are from a
No,
different,
first of all, find out what you are liking in that scenery.
what I am liking in that scenery. No human beings around. Very little disturbance. And somehow we feel as if we are one with nature. We are removed from all the other physical things like buildings or money or things like that. Somehow we feel, okay, this seems very simple compared to what we are regularly used
So
to.
let's say you like green color in the scenery. Okay, blue sky in the scenery. Okay, colorful flowers in the scenery. That is at the level of testing.
Okay.
Now at the level of thought, what is going on in the level of thought? At the level of thought,
At the level of
you
thought,
say, I do not like to see human beings every day. Let's say, so away from human beings. You know?
okay.
So that is something that you are trying to image something. Basically, imaging there they are saying at the level of thought,
Okay.
and they are saying feeling at the level of desire.
Okay.
So you are imaging some place where there are no human beings. I am away from the away from the society. So that kind of relief you are getting. Okay.
Definitely.
So the feeling is relief.
Feeling is relief. Okay.
For example, that could be something you have to decide.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, it's very complex question, sir. I attempted the wrong one, I think.
Yes.
So, food, when I see food, I'm very happy. The feeling I get is, oh, there is food. I'm very, fulfillment. I feel like, oh, there is food. I'm going to be happy. I'm going to have that food. Is that the right kind of feeling? What
So you are just seeing the food or eating the food.
I am seeing the food and I'm happy. Whether I'm eating or not, that's a second thing.
So what you are liking in that food?
What I'm liking in that food is the thought that maybe I can have that food or
No, that is at the level of thought. What is at the level of sensation?
at the level of sensation, it's just maybe colors or how it is going to think. But as soon as I see it, I am not sensing anything. I am going to thought. That food is going to be in my mouth either in the future, sometime 1 year after.
Let's
Even if
say-
I see in TV, no, something is running in TV.
Let's say it is not a cooked food, just raw vegetables put in front of you.
Nothing, sir.
Yeah. So now the sensation
No
is something.
feeling.
Yeah, sensation is something else.
Yes.
So what you are liking in that food. So cooked food is there. Okay. So the sight of cooked food is giving you the taste that I am
Yes,
going to have
yes,
this kind
yes.
of taste.
Sensation
There are also
wise.
South Indian food, North Indian food, Chinese food.
I'm getting the sensation itself. If I see the food, I can feel it
Yeah.
without even having it.
Yeah. So the color and form of, let's say if you like South Indian food, color and form of South Indian food.
Okay.
This is what you are getting at the level of sensation.
Sensation. Okay.
Then you are thinking something.
Thoughts, in the level of thoughts, I feel that fulfillment or whatever, I'm going to have this
Yeah. Now fulfillment is at the level of feeling.
feeling. Okay.
What is going on at the level of thought? Some perception that you are getting, no?
I'm going to have that. That is my thought. Okay, now I know about this food.
Yeah.
Either if it is near me, I'm going to have it now. Else, I'm remembering this food whenever, like ma'am was saying, when she goes to Belgium, she wants to taste Belgian chocolate, or now I know that, have the knowledge about that food.
So this is an important exercise. When you are seeing something, find out what is going on at the level of testing, what is going on in you at the level of analyzing and comparing, and what is going on in you at the level of feeling. You see a human being, you see food, you see nature, like plants and trees and animals. So what actually happens when you see a puppy, let's say, at the level of testing, sensation, what is happening? Right? You see a plant, right? And there are variety of plants. You see a cactus plant, you see a tulsi plant. Right? What is happening at the level of testing? What is happening at the level of feeling? What is happening at the level of thought? Find it out. Like we had taken some examples, no? So if you see light, okay, then there is something at the level of sensation, then there is something at the level of feeling. So if we, basically they have categorized according to their own category, but now with this clarity that we have here, we can see that there is desire, thought and expectation. So you have to find out what is going on at the level of desire, what is going on at the level of thought, what is going on at the level of expectation. So we have 5 sense organs, right? So we are seeing something, we are hearing something, we are smelling something, we are tasting something, we are touching something, right? Now try to see what is going on in you, right? At the level of sensation, that is tasting, at the level of thought, at the level of feeling. Now you will see that there are so many things associated with us. So you see food, you see food and you start salivating. Does it happen? What made you salivate? If you are on a fast, you see food, you don't salivate. So what made you salivate that day and what is not making salivate today? Yeah. So what is going on here at the level of tasting? So when you are seeing food, okay, so you are seeing the form, color, texture and all that thing. With that, you are analyzing that yes, after some time I am going to have this food. So I am preparing my body for it. So that's why I am salivating. Feeling is that yes, now my body is going to be satisfied with food. It is going to be nurtured. So you have that feeling that my body is going to be nurtured. Similarly, you listen something. You listen to some music. Right? So the pitch, the sound, right? The harshness or calmness or whatever that you are getting as parts of sound. There is various parts of sound, no? As it was mentioned here. Music, okay. So you see like sound of tones, notes, all that, you are able to sense at the level of tasting. Now with that you start analyzing something, right? And then you get some feeling. So for example, in your house somebody is playing some spiritual rhythmic music in the morning, then you seem to like it. But if somebody is playing rock music in the morning, you dislike it. So what is happening at the level of testing? What is happening at the level of analyzing? I have seen a common thing and maybe we have to study that. In the morning if you go, everyone is playing spiritual music. By the afternoon, everyone is playing movie music. And by the evening, they are playing something very harsh, rock kind of thing or something which is very noisy. In the morning, nobody plays that noisy music. But by the night, people generally play. Does it happen? You don't like very spicy food in the morning, but you may like spicy food at night. So the body also, for example, the body has taken rest throughout the night, right? And the body has been cleaned. Now you want some kind of food which is soothing for the body. But you are working hard, you are tired, you want to fill your stomach, right? So you take that kind of food. That may be possible. That may again vary from person to person. So you have to exactly observe. Similarly, touch. Okay? Let's say your eyes are closed and somebody is touching you. If it is your baby, you have one kind of feeling. If a family member, one kind of feeling. Some unidentified person, another kind of feeling. What is going on in you? At the level of testing, at the level of analyzing and comparing, at the level of feeling. Right? Now you will see that somewhere I have affection, somewhere I have opposition, somewhere I have fear. Right? I am not aware of those feelings, but I keep on operating by those feelings. It may be the case that by the moment I leave the house, I have that fear inside. By the time I do not enter my house again, I am carrying that fear inside. That may be the case. I am unaware of that fear, that it is ruling my thoughts. I am so much aware, so much cautious, so much protective about me. The moment you go home, you are very natural, right? Just lying down. Whenever you are outside, you are very protective. So there is a fear inside that is working, right? And that is there at the level of feeling. It is operating you, and you are not aware of that. So with every sensation, we can see what is happening inside. Similarly with the smell, right? If you smell the toilet, it is one kind of smell. Now exactly you have to find out, and this can be found out, what is the component of the smell of a toilet, what is the component of smell of a perfume, what is the component of smell of food, what are you liking there in that smell. So that aroma can also, that smell can also be made into multiple parts. Like we have taste from the tongue, no? We have made in 6 parts, that 6 kinds of tastes are there. How many kinds of smells are there? How many kinds of sounds are there? How many kinds of touch are there? How many kinds of sight are there? In terms of color, form, texture. When you look at a cloth, right? You look at all these things. You look at the color, you look at the form, the shape and size. The color may be very good, but it is double your size. Will you go for that? No. So we are analyzing again. This color is good, but it will not fit into my body. The color is good, but the texture is not so good. If I put it on, it will rub on my skin and cause rashes. So I will put it on. So we have to analyze exactly when I am looking at something, when I am hearing something, smelling something, touching something, then what is happening at the level of testing? What is happening at the level of analyzing? What is happening at the level of feeling? And what they are saying as analyzing is basically imaging they are saying. They are calling it as image. Mental images it evokes. We are using the word imaging for feeling. Right? So find it out. There is something to explore. So this will help you find out what is going on in your imagination and from where is it coming. From where is that fear coming? From where is that liking coming? From where is that something like attraction coming? From where is that opposition coming? Where is it coming from and how? What is making you comfortable? What is not making you comfortable? Find it out. Fine. So with every sensation we can work it out. We can see. Yes. Any other? Anyone else would like to share? In fact, let us do this, 1 or 2 more examples, and let us see how it comes up. From this side, any homework? Question 2 we are talking about? Yes, ma'am, come.
Good morning. So I may be right or wrong. For me, I may be right. For the experts, I may be wrong. I do not know.
Yeah.
So the first question I have framed, the list of desires. I have some list to become an exceptional writer. Maybe like J.K. Rowling, Wordsworth, Keats, Shakespeare, like that.
What?
And the sources, maybe deep observation about emotions and people, animals, the nature, etc. around me. And the preconditioning is my father is an English teacher in school. And he used to tell the stories about Shakespeare, Macbeth, Tale of Two Cities, etc. So we used to listen at the night during our sleep when we are sleeping, the same pillow with my father. He used to tell the stories. So that is my preconditioning. And sensation, for this is my environment makes me to live in, to identify the day-to-day activities and what is the participation of people around me and what they are doing, listening and observing their inner thoughts and other things. So that makes me to write more. So that is my first desire. And second one could be...
No, what is the source of desire then?
Source, deep observation about the emotions and people.
No, source. Preconditioning, sensation, or natural acceptance.
Preconditioning is my father's stories.
My father's?
Stories
Acha. Okay.
in my childhood, in my earlier days. My sensation is I am looking around.
ठीक.
Okay, natural acceptance. And to be an exceptional singer is my second desire. I am not a good singer, but I used to sing. I am fond of music. I used to listen music which makes
Wait.
my...
Let us go one by one. To be an exceptional singer, where is the desire coming from?
Desire, my inner thoughts, as well as...
What is the source of that desire?
Preconditioning is my children, when I used to travel for long distances in car, my son used to play the music and ask me to identify the raga, whether it belongs to Aberi or Hindustani.
Wait. Very clearly you have to see what is the source of this desire.
My inner thought.
Yeah. So what is that?
I'm aligned with the music. My heart aligned with the music.
What is the source?
I'm oriented towards music. My heart is aligned with the music, with the environment where I'm able to hear, which makes me peaceful.
This is your current state. Where is the desire coming from? To be an exceptional singer.
Listening to radio songs in the earlier days.
Yeah.
My mother used to sing.
Wait. Listening to music may be sensation. To be an exceptional singer, what is that?
Is my desire.
Yeah, your desire. Where is it coming from? Where is the desire coming from?
Why it shouldn't come from our inner thought or heart or feeling?
So,
it gives me pleasure.
see, that is not clear. So, see, what we are saying, there are three sources of our desires. Preconditioning.
Imagining, analyzing, comparing.
No,
I'm
no.
not analyzing.
Look at the sources. Preconditioning, sensation, or natural acceptance.
Preconditioning is, I used to listen to music. I want to segregate the songs according to the music.
No, wait.
Maybe my sensation.
So that's why we have to revisit the whole thing again, so that it is clear. In fact, the more we explore, we are able to see that we are unclear about certain things. So to be exceptional, where is the desire coming from? Preconditioning. If I am exceptional, I will get respect from outside.
Oh.
Isn't it? Now to be a singer, yeah. So basically there also the feeling is that let me express myself through singing. That can come from natural acceptance.
Thank you.
But
sir.
again you have to see You have to find out, yeah.
To do some useful projects which will be helpful for
Hello.
the society. Definitely, I
Yeah,
have
but
done
see,
a device for the.
No need to read like that. You see, you tell the desire and the source first.
Desire comes from our heart only, no, sir. Our thinking. Where we
See,
are fond
desire
of.
is there in you. Desire doesn't come from thought. Desire is at the base. With desire,
Where it
we
is
get
coming
some-
from our body.
How can it come from body? The desire is there in you, no?
Self.
The desire is always there in the self. See, you could see the three sources yesterday we discussed.
Yes.
So where is this desire coming from? To do social work, we are saying, no?
Self.
Desire is there in the self itself. What is the source?
Sensation.
How come sensation?
We sense the things around. We sense
You have
the
to
inner
explore.
thoughts.
No, inner thoughts is something else. See, inner thoughts means the thoughts are there already inside you. It will not be
Yes.
outside you.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to look into the source of those inner thoughts.
The source is also inside us.
Yeah. What is that source?
The fond, the liking or.
No, no. Yeah, I think
Towards
some
that.
more exploration is required. Fine, fine. ठीक है, share. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Please tell me how this music can be taken for natural acceptance. You gave an example. What is that, sir?
No, basically, I said that I want to express myself, my feeling to the other, है ना? Or my understanding with the other. I can share with music. So that feeling of sharing with the other is coming from natural acceptance. Whether it will get conveyed through music or not, it is something still to be observed. That can be preconditioning also. You take a mic. I am not able to. No, you keep this. Done? You want to share more?
You said it is enough.
You take mic. Yeah, let us keep mic in 3 places. All these 3 mics. Time will be saved. Please come to the front. You are not able to relate to me then, sitting so far. And let us make only one row. See, making the second row no hides the faces if possible. Yeah,
Check, check.
Music.
not on.
Check.
So with respect to music,
Check,
you said
check,
like
check,
when I sing for others, isn't it? That comes under the category natural acceptance.
No, I am saying my feeling to share with the other is coming from natural acceptance.
Okay.
Whether it will get shared through music or not, it could be a preconditioning also.
If you sing for others,
Others should also accept, no, sir. Natural
Yeah, so if I
acceptance.
share through music, it will be better conveyed. That is a preconditioning. That may be a preconditioning.
So communicating through music, sharing.
Yeah, that may be a preconditioning.
Okay.
That may also be in line sometimes with natural acceptance. That is possible.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah.
It can come under 2 categories, preconditioning as well as natural acceptance sometimes.
Yeah. So that you have to see how did you come to assume this? How did you
Suppose ma'am, as she said that she wants to become an exceptional singer, she wants to emulate Shreya Ghoshal. Imagine she wants to emulate. So here it is a preconditioning,
Yeah,
isn't it?
here it
sir?
is preconditioning.
Thank you.
Yes. Ji.
We sing,
Take a mic.
we sing religious songs. It is a praise to God that we sing. At that time, you feel a lot of inner peace. We are not singing it for for my personal glory or anything. I am just making it as a connection between God and me. So that will be
So what is the desire?
my desire is to be closer to God or to feel the inner peace that God gives me.
Yeah. Now here, like,
I am happy when I do it.
yeah, I may be happy, but not in continuity maybe. So when I am using the word God,
Okay.
I am carrying some notion about God.
Okay.
Where is it coming from?
Preconditioning.
So if I have not understood God
Okay.
and I am trying to relate to God,
Okay.
then the whole program is going to be preconditioned.
Okay.
So through natural acceptance, if I see, I will first of all try to see God, know God, what it is.
Yes.
isn't it?
Yes.
So that desire to see God is coming from natural acceptance.
Yes.
The desire to communicate with the God without seeing the God is coming from preconditioning.
Okay. Okay.
Right? The desire to understand God
Okay.
is coming from natural
Natural
acceptance.
acceptance. Okay. Thanks, Bhaiya. Thank you so
Otherwise,
much.
it will so happen that we have our own notions of God. We might have. Everybody
Yes.
has some other notion of God.
Yes.
Right? And then we are trying to relate and we are fighting with each other.
Yeah. Thanks, Bhaiya. That was my second
my
question.
God is superior to your God. So, if I am not able to understand these words, then I am not able to understand what it is in reality.
Sir, here is an example. Sir was telling while driving car, he should not fall asleep. So he sings. He really likes to sing at some, but others are not interested to listen. So no, that's what he was asking. So what is this actually? Is it a preconditioning? I'm singing just because I should not fall asleep while driving. So my mind is getting preconditioned. I have to sing.
Yeah.
Isn't
so what
it,
is
sir?
the desire there?
I should not. I should avoid sleeping while driving.
Why?
Safety.
Safety. So safety of the body is my natural acceptance.
Okay.
But the program that I am making may be because of preconditioning. So I am assuming that if I sing, I will not sleep. I may even sleep while singing.
No, he will not
Having a
get
cup of tea or coffee may also avoid, or listening to music may also avoid this. So this is my assumption.
So where does it fit, sir?
So if I sing, I will not sleep.
Yes.
This is preconditioning.
Ah, that's what.
This may or may not be true. I might not have verified it also. So see, we have some desire within and we are making a program to fulfill the desire. While making a program, I am involving so many things. Right? So I'll say that I have the basic desire to protect my body and I make a program. So if I look at that particular desire, right, then it is coming from natural acceptance. But if you talk about the program, then of course each one of us will make some program and for that we collect information and utilize that information. For example, presently you are communicating with me. So if you use a mic, the voice is more clear. Now if somebody says that using a mic, is it coming from preconditioning or sensation or natural acceptance? So basically the natural acceptance is communication. For that we are designing some means using a mic. It will also not be called as preconditioning because we are using a mic and we can see that it is working. So it is some kind of program, it is not a desire. So listening to music or singing a song is a program, it's not a desire. The desire is to keep the body safe. Yeah. Nice. Eh? No song. Wait. Already sensation is driving us so much. Nice. Any other? Sir? You want to share? Yeah, please. Oh, okay. Didi is there. Yes. Yes.
For me to understand. So list of desire first is to be
there.
Okay, there.
It can also be visible to all.
Okay. So first is like realized being. I put up in preconditioning. Even though it's a natural acceptance to be realized, why I'm putting in the preconditioning is I want to get rid of all the sufferings.
You have to tell everybody, not me.
I have to get rid of all the sufferings. That's why I want to get realized. So
what is
that
the desire?
condition is there.
What is the desire?
The desire.
What is the desire?
The desire at that state I'll be in continuous happiness.
No, what is the desire?
Desire is to be
To realize, you said something in the beginning.
realized being.
To be a realized being. Okay, nice. This is a desire. Where is the desire coming from?
Coming from that that I don't want the suffering. That was a thought. It's not a natural acceptance because I want to get escape. So I am conditioned myself.
Yeah. So if you see again, why to be a realized being? To be happy in continuity. Right? So to be happy in continuity is natural acceptance. Once I am a realized being, I will not be sorrow at all This may be a preconditioning also.
Preconditioning, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the preconditioning. I am not focusing on that. This preconditioning.
Yeah.
Getting out
This
of
may
this.
be a preconditioning. But again, I will say that it is better to say that this is a program that I have designed. My basic desire is to be happy in
To be
context.
happy. The desire is clear, but
Yeah. It may vary, yes.
What she is saying, what you are saying is, I want to be free from suffering.
free from
That
suffering.
is my desire.
That is my desire.
Yeah. So that is coming from natural acceptance.
That's coming from natural acceptance.
To be free from suffering, yes.
To be free from suffering.
But if I get realized I will be free from suffering, you have not explored and verified. So that I have assumed.
Assumptions. That assumptions I'm connecting with the precondition.
Yes.
Second, have to go a trip alone with no people, trip alone, that is the desire. The reason is, as I mentioned, with people only I have a problems. So I think if no people, no problem, that conditioning is there.
Yeah.
So I have to go alone at least once in a lifetime. That desire is there.
The source? What is the source?
Huh?
What is the source?
The source, no, I have never been. I have never been
No.
trip
the
alone.
Desire to go alone. What is the source of this desire?
It's a preconditioning.
Preconditioning.
It's a preconditioning. If I go alone, I'll be happy. That conditioning is there.
Right.
So that was the one. And position, it was always there to be in the position. And world tour, I'll put both. Why? Because always, most of my lifetime I was like dictated by my dad. I should be inside. So I want to prove him I can do anything beyond that home. So that is the reason I want to go world tour without him. And second, positions, I can go any much position because girls are not kept inside the home. So because of these two strong preconditioning to prove him, I want to have these two. Position as well as the tour. And building Sansthan. That is, I put up in a natural acceptance because I wanted to spread this UHV. So these are the desires I have.
Okay, nice. Exercise 2.
Exercise 2, I have figured out few. When I see pastel colors, I love pastel colors. But same time, when I go pick my dresses, I choose bright colors. The bright colors is to attract people that I am special, unique. But for the home, everything, I select the pastel colors. I love to see that because I felt it's calm.
Yeah. So that you have to ask yourself. You know? So why? So for clothing, why bright colors?
Because attraction. So I mean, like unique, special, that thing should be there.
Yeah.
But inside home, I am there, so I should feel calm.
Yes.
So that kind of feeling is
So
there.
if you look at that color, one attribute is calmness. At the level of
Calmness.
feeling, calmness, soothingness, something at the level of feeling.
For home.
For home. And for yourself?
For myself to attract people bright and to be unique and special.
Yeah. So that is the feeling, to be special at the level of feeling. Then what they are saying are imaging, or let us say analyzing and comparing. So what is going on at the level of thought?
So at the level of thought, I feel it's giving a harsh look. I'm attracting, if I attract people, I can be
Yeah,
special.
so
That
given some status, it will ensure
Status.
respect, and it will ensure status. Pardon?
action and thoughts.
Action and thoughts are not aligning because she thinks something but she acts in a different way.
No, she is saying there are two different segments. For the house, one kind of color. For my garments, another kind of color.
Two different.
So in the
For the
house,
house, it's a pastel color.
you take a mic, yeah. So in the house, she is desiring calmness, not soothing feeling. Now when she is putting on a garment, then she is desiring attraction. So something that attracts people, right? So that kind of phenomena.
Okay.
And there could be a feeling associated with that.
Everywhere,
And then there's
I'm choosing
thought.
different colors. When I selected my scooty, it's a pacha scooty. Yellam kindle one. Why that? And the area la yarume the pacha color scooty vechilla. Nobody had that scooty. I want to be special from the other. So, but I don't like green at all in my lifetime when I selected that scooty color. But at that moment, I chose it because I want to be special and unique. in that area.
Nice.
And touch, mostly I figuring out the favorable and unfavorable sensations. So touch, I never step into the water. Water means like a droplets. I feel it's a disease. So that problem I have because it's a fear of health. I've been hospitalized, so from that I have taken care of my body in all the way. So touching pillows, touching bedsheets, everything I touch, I feel some OCD. Like it's a fear that my health should not go bad.
Yeah.
And
so
the
let
fear
us
of
explore on into all this. We have started exploring. Now you can see by exploring to all these issues, now you can find out what all makes me fearful or what all makes me afraid.
So this comes under preconditioning.
Yeah.
conditioning.
Conditioning. Now she is doing the second exercise.
Yes, yes.
So by having a certain sensation, what is going on at the level of tasting, what is going on at the level of thought, what is going on at the level of feeling, and that we have to make out. Yes.
Enough.
Yeah. Nice.
Enough.
One thing that you can see, your pen, that as we gradually develop, as we gradually develop, and we are here, the effect of sensations as we are analyzing now will gradually go down. It hardly matters what color of the garment is, right? Hardly matters whether the food is so spicy or not so spicy. So you'll see that when a deluded self is there, these things will matter a lot, sensations. And the sensation will trigger some feeling, the sensation will trigger some thought. But if I am operating from here, okay, then I am rightly utilizing the sensation. I am not influenced by it. So it's not that some color is going to trigger some sensation, trigger some feeling in me. I am always having the feeling of relationship, harmony and coexistence. So one limitation you can see here is that if we study the people who are deluded self, then they will have more impact of all this, or this will be more pertinent to them, more relevant to them. If someone is operating totally at the level of expectation, then this will be highly prominent. If somebody is operating at the level of block B1, this will not work out. So it may be the case that we are getting elevated, we are getting transformed. So this theory may not be so applicable in our life. But still, wherever it is applicable, find out. For example, some fear is there because of some sensation. Where is that fear coming from, right? And why I am carrying that fear? It may be that I am associating that fear to my protection. So basically I want protection. So can there be a state where I am able to protect myself without fear? So I want to protect my body, I want to ensure my respect, but is it possible that I can do that without fear? That is something that we have to explore. So this is a study of how people are living, the current state of being. If someone is totally operating here at the level of expectation, this will be highly relevant. But the relevance will go down as you go up. Fine? Can you see this? Yeah, now we had exercise 3, the third one. Has anyone done the third one? No? Question 3. Yeah, structuralism. Done? Yeah, please come and present. Okay, I think this you have to share about structuralism. Yes.
So what is human psyche? So by structuralism, it considers conscious experience, especially the basic elements of the mind, like sensations, feelings, and thoughts, as the foundation. So it studies through introspection. So only through introspection, the people can understand what is their sensations, feelings, and thoughts behind. So that is about human psyche. Determinants of human psyche. How do they structure those conscious experiences?
Your voice is not going through mic, so. Can you say the question one again? Yeah.
Human psyche. So by structuralism, they say conscious experience is especially the basic elements of the mind, like sensations, feelings, and thoughts, as the foundation. So it studies through introspection. So structuralism says only when we understand how we are thinking, what is our feelings, what is our sensation, what is behind that. So when we structure to analyze all those components, we tend to analyze what is the human psyche. So the determinants of human psyche is how do we structure that thought processing. So structure of conscious experience is going to be the determinants of human psyche. So behavior reflects the internal mental states. That is an example. So full potential of human psyche. Structuralism does not explicitly define, but it implies the understanding and organizing the basic mental elements, which can lead to a more harmonious and aware of state of mind, which is a step forward towards the full potential. So it does not say whether the person has achieved the full potential or not, but it will say where we are towards the achieving the full potential.
Can you repeat the mental constructs or
Determinants, human psyche. Conscious experience is especially the basic elements of the mind. So the sensations.
basic elements of the mind?
Yes. So the sensations, feelings, and thoughts are going to be the foundation. Some prominent problems associated with an undeveloped human psyche. So here it leads to confusion or conflicting sensations and feelings, lack of clarity, inability to make value-based decisions. So when we don't understand what we are thinking, we will not be able to analyze properly. So that outcome is going to be affected. That is going to be the major problem. Process of developing the human psyche. So it is only through introspective analysis, like breaking down the experience into parts to understand and integrate them consciously. So this is going to be the process by which we can develop human psyche. Expression or proof of a developed human psyche through clear value and aligned behavior. So conduct becomes purposeful, thoughtful, and ethical, indicating the maturity of psyche. So this is what is going to be the expression of proof of attaining the potential.
So did you use any means other than what was discussed yesterday?
ChatGPT.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. To understand the components, because when we study the philosophy, we don't understand few terminology. So for that, I use some prompts to understand what it is.
Yeah, nice. Anyone else? Question 3. Okay. It is going to. Let me share something that I. So in ChatGPT, what Didi was saying, something similar I got from India. So one thing, there are few things to note here. So basically, if you look at the understanding of human psyche through structuralism, there is no clarity about self and body. The self and body are different. This kind of clear description is not given, and it is only talking about mental elements, sensations, feelings, and thoughts that can be scientifically observed and analyzed through introspection, and the method is introspection. Now, how is the human conduct determined? By the conscious structure of the mind built from sensations, feelings, and thoughts. Behavior is essentially an outcome of how these elements combine and interact in the moment of experience. Okay, so partly like they have talked about human psyche, and when they talk about the determinant, it is largely to do with the block B2. There is no mention of block B1, like the realization, understanding, that part is not there. What they are basically talking about is sensations, feelings and thoughts here. Here again, if you look at the full human potential, they did not speak directly of the full potential of the human psyche here, right? It has been attempted in humanistic and or positive psychology, that is a later development, but it has not been come here, but it can be interpreted in some way. Looking at this, one can interpret, one may try to conclude, but structuralism does not talk about the full human potential. Similarly, the prominent problems, so did not directly talk about it, but can be inferred as undeveloped human psyche, marked by confused awareness, emotional imbalance, poor sensory discrimination, and so on. Process of developing the human psyche, they again did not talk directly about it, right? But it can be inferred as the development of the human psyche is progressive refinement of the conscious experiences. And expression of or proof of fully developed human psyche, again there is no mention directly, but you can infer. The ability to systematically observe, discriminate and organize. So you can see the positives of this theory, the structuralism, and the limitations also. So, pardon? Yeah, would you like to comment on this? Senthilji, would you like to say something about this? Yeah, we उसको रहने देते हैं.
Anybody is having any doubt in understanding the structures, you can ask. I will also support. What is the confusion that you have? So actually, yesterday I was sharing with. I was sharing with our resource persons, like this is very huge for a 2-hour session. So slowly we will get things into that. It's a very
comment on what
that's why. So the point they have given is that from UHV point of view, we have addressed 6 stages, like 6 questions. What is human psyche? And human psyche is something we have kept a name, that psychological setup or something that is inside. That's all. We agree with that, So structuralism has given that there are distinct elements, distinct structures, and the list is very huge. But are you all agree that there is something going on in your mind? Sure. So we are jumping into conclusion. You agree with that? But when we go for high resolution image, like consider an image, and you are zooming in, further. Can you go to the last pixel? So it's like if your image is like 1080p, you can zoom further. If it is 144 pixel, you can zoom only one step. You understand the difference? So you just equate this metaphor with your thinking process. From their perspective, UHV perspective, if you are able to explore more and more, your capacity to zoom in increases about your thinking process. You are getting it? So if you zoom into the core, you will get the first answer. The mental elements, sensations, feelings and everything. So morning, sir was asking, ma'am was telling, music is my inner source, my inner guidance. So ma'am came to conclusion directly. But they were very much specific, where is the source? Can you zoom in further? So in other words, from UHV words, we can say, can you explore more? Can you introspect more? So that's where the structuralism coming. So when you introspect, you will have a distinct elements of your thought process. Not just the end thought. You can go to the various things. I wanted to be a very good musician because I see musicians are great. I want to copy their behavior. I wanted to be a very good musician because whenever I feel stress, music gives me a relaxed mood. There are various perspectives. So first thing. Second thing is that what determines my behavior. Contact means here my behavior. So structuralism actually explaining the combination of the sensations, feelings and thoughts. It's the output. Ma'am was telling behavior as an internal mental state. So it is from ChatGPT. So you have to add one more thing, internal as well as external. Both the things. Behavior is defined as overtly, covertly observable unit of an action. I may think, that's a behavior. I may act, that is also behavior. So when you get sensation, feeling, what are the things that you are going, you are not acting. Say for example, I am asking a question, you know the answer, but you restrain yourself. No, why? We are getting the answering. Then again they will be asking some other question. Let us avoid the discussion. You are behaving. Even though you are not answering, you are behaving. You are properly regulating yourself. That is internal mode. External mode is, sir, I know the answer, I will tell. I want to explore further. So there are two modes, sir. So you combine everything, sensation, feeling, thoughts and everything. So my behavior is the combination of the structures present inside me. That's according to structuralism. Third one is, actually speaking, sir was very much clear. Structuralism never speaks about full human potential. It is like a butcher in a meat market. Structuralism, we always say they are butchers. They come and they chop the behavior into various parts and then they leave it as it is. So this is a criticism that we will have when we, because they say that look your behavior, find the source. Okay, I found the source. What is next? Just keep on finding. Okay, it is the thing. So full human potential, structuralism does not speak about that, because structuralism came in a position where Europe was finding their bread and butter in 18th and 17th century. So they were very much looking for people to be just focusing on things, not to get into solutions. Because that was a very chaotic setup when structuralism came into power. There are some political shades also there, socio-political shades, I don't say political shades. Then some prominent problems. So when the present modern world chaos, what we addressed in UHV 1 and 2, the disharmony, all those quality words or quality conception of present problems was not there in the 17th century. So they were very clear, there is an imbalance, there is a deficit in human being, there is an improper processing in human being. As I am saying, I know the answer, I don't want to respond. When I am going on the road, I see an accident, I will be a bystander, I don't want to help. So there is some imbalance. I want to help, but I let it be standing inside and then just see what is happening. So that is what they call as a deficit, but they never speak about the full potential or the complete negative side or the chaotic side of human life. They don't touch it. And the process of developing is that is the thing that we have been doing in UHV 1 and 2. It's a very base thing. Introspection, what I said, is 1080 pixel zooming in. So if you are aware and if you are zooming in further, you will definitely get the point, the observer mechanism. If you reach at a point where you are completely observing everything, you are in control of your inner self and you are in control of others manipulating you. So if you are in that control, then you can say that the process is achieved. And the expression of proof. So in structuralism, there is no grading as such, you are a good human being, you are a structuralist human being or something like that. As I told you, the same thing with the full potential also. They chop the behavior and they want you to see, that's all, they will leave it. So one thing is that structuralism people believe that if you have a dirt in your face, I am coming and telling you there is a dirt in your face and you will be here, where it is, you will be asking. But structuralism people are like, they will show the mirror in front of you. So they put the blame on you. If you understand that there is a dirt in your face and you correct it by yourself. So that's why this third and sixth is not complete as in the case of USV. Anything else you want to ask? I hope I have given the understanding. Thank you.
Thank you. Pardon? Okay.
So you said it is a combined structures, no sir. So we can't give any outcome out of it, right? No sir. So it can be of combination of both positive and negatives inside them.
Yes.
So it can be like 3 positive, 1 negative, or 3 negatives, 1 positive. It can be a combined network
okay,
also.
ma'am. Let me start with physiology. Ma'am, you must be knowing physiology, right?
Yes.
Very good. So if you are taking inside good food, the process happens. If you are taking a bad food,
it is going to reflect in a different way.
Okay, so structuralism people like your equipment is functioning, your equipment is going on. That's the other point. When functionalism comes, you will get that answer. But I am telling, then positive and negative. There is no such thing as positive and negative in structuralism. There is no such thing as constructive and destructive. Structuralism says, are you effective or not effective? Are you effective in going through your structures or not effective? Like you might have heard this thing like my mother, everyone's mother, when we were watching TV, they used to shout, and then after 3/4 shout, we will listen to them. Right? This is the thing. Because structuralism says that we have priorities over our sensations. We fix priorities. And we have volumes, levels of sensory inputs. So when I'm not watching my TV or something, and then my mom is calling me, immediately I go with a 10% volume. And when I'm watching the TV, my mom has to go for 80% volume, shout, then only I will be going. Doesn't mean that I didn't receive it. I received it, but on the perception level, I stopped it. I gave importance to the TV. So what you are asking is that positive or negative. Whatever that is, I am getting my focus on, positive or negative, I will take it inside. I will not discriminate in the input. I will take it inside. Whatever I am focused towards it, I will go further. But I will end up in positive behavior or negative behavior based on what I have taken it inside. I don't know that. Only after I did my behavior, I realized, oh, I have done a mistake. So through the stage of processing this sensation and feeling, I never know that I am doing a wrong thing. So when I realize, only when I do the behavior. So functionalism states about, next you will know about why it is positive and negative. Thank you.
Nice. Very thank you. We'll do that maybe, na? Because see what we are trying to do now, with this at the base, now we are trying to see what psychologists have studied throughout the world and how it can be understood better with this at the base. What would be the limitations, what would be the contribution, that we are trying to see. ये अपने आप कैसे हो जाता है maybe some mosquito or fly touches and then highly sensitive touch screen. Yeah, nice. So we discussed this structuralism. Now we'll go to discuss functionalism. So this is the second school. So in contrast to Unn, who attempted to understand the nature of consciousness, William James and other members of the school of functionalism aim to understand why animals and humans have developed the particular psychological aspects that they currently possess. So basically this was motivated by Darwin's theory, natural selection theory. So why we develop certain psychological aspects, right? In the process of evolution, why we are developing certain particular psychological aspects. For James, one's thinking was relevant only to one's behavior. As he put it in his psychology textbook, my thinking is first and last and always for the sake of my doing. James and other members of the functionalist school were influenced by Charles Darwin's theory of natural selection, which were proved that the physical characteristics of animals and humans evolved because they were useful or functional. So Darwin studied how plants or animal bodies or human bodies have evolved over time because they are functional. So you might be remembering that there are some vestigial organs in our body, right? In an animal they are functional, in a human being they are not functional. So they become a vestigial organ because we are not utilizing them anymore. Like we have a tail here, the end portion of the spinal cord, if you see, there is a tail kind of structure there, but that is gradually reducing. We have this canine teeth. Earlier and animals, they were using the canine teeth to a large extent. Now we are not using that much. So this Darwin studied the physical characteristics of the animals and humans, particularly their bodies, and talked about functionality. What was useful became functional, what was not useful did not become functional. So the functionalists believe that Darwin's theory applied to psychological characteristics too. So in a similar way, we can think about our psychology, our thoughts. What is functional, what is working, what is not working. Which assumption is working, which assumption is not working. So I assume something and it works. Then it becomes a kind of preconditioning for me. I assume something, it doesn't work. For example, if I assume that if I am late, my salary will be deducted. It was not deducted. So I lose that assumption. Fine. Even if I get late, my salary will not be deducted. So I'll be late always. Yeah, then I may tend to become late. But if my salary is deducted every time I am late, that becomes a kind of conditioning in me. So I become punctual. So this punctuality trait, this psychological habit of being punctual came because of that salary deduction. The outcome. So the work of the functionalists has developed in the field of evolutionary psychology, a branch of psychology that applies the Darwinian theory of natural selection to human and animal behavior, and that evolved in 1990s. Right? Fine. So a key component of the ideas of evolutionary psychology is fitness. So what is more fit for one's survival? What works better? What is more functional? Fitness refers to the extent to which having a given characteristic helps the individual organism survive or reproduce at a higher rate than do other members of the species who do not have the characteristic. So Darwin defined this fitness in terms of survival and reproduction. Right? Now we can look from this psychological point of view that this fitness applies in terms of fulfilling my life. I am more fit by this particular trait or habit or approach. That makes me more fit for this family or organization or society, right? Or with the nature. For example, it has been argued that the emotion of jealousy has survived over time in men because men who experience jealousy are more fit men than who do not. So, for example, like why people are carrying jealousy within. So if I am looking at the body of the other, right, and I am getting jealous of the other, then I will try to be fit more than the other. So I take care of my health in terms of fitness because I am jealous to the other. So it could be the case that there is some feeling in me which is not acceptable to me naturally, but I am going by it because it is fulfilling some desire in me. For example, to look attractive. That could be a desire in me. That may come from preconditioning. But this jealousy is helping me fulfill that preconditioning and keeping me fit.
No, Maya, here he is saying who experience jealousy are more fit.
Yeah.
Do not.
Yes.
But what we are trying to explain here, if I feel jealousy, I would try to be that.
Why?
I think that. So he is saying who feel jealousy are more fit. But in explanation, I think you said, if I feel jealousy, I will try to be more fit. But it is saying the other way. It is saying who has jealousy are more fit.
Yeah, so if the jealousy is there.
So I'm jealous not because I'm more fit. I'm jealous because others don't have the fitness.
Yeah, no, the same thing, no. See, if I'm jealous, I will try to be fit.
No, but he's saying I have a jealousy because I'm more fit. That's what it is saying. Because men who experience jealousy are more fit.
Yeah.
But in explanation, I think you said otherwise.
No, see, according to this idea, the experience of jealousy leads men to be more likely to protect their mates and guard against rivals.
Yes.
Which increase the reproductive success.
Yeah.
Yeah, so again, like what is termed as fitness here, that we have to see.
Yeah.
So for example, like if I do not have jealousy, then I let the body be as it is. If I am jealous, I will try to keep it fit. So from the other side also, I will look fit if I am jealous. On my side, I am trying to be fit through jealousy.
We always had heard that jealousy comes because you are insecure, because you are not.
Yeah, so that is there. See, when we are talking about survival, right? Survival of yourself, survival of species, it means there is some fear, some insecurity there. Despite its importance in psychological theorizing, evolutionary psychology has also some limitations. One problem is that many of its predictions are extremely difficult to test. Unlike the fossils that are used to learn about the physical evolution of species, we cannot know which psychological characteristic our ancestors possessed or did not possess. We can only make guesses about this. So for example, if a particular trait has survived in the generation, what actually was the feeling or thought in our ancestors, that we are not able to make out. Yes. Because it is difficult to directly test evolutionary theories, it is always possible that the explanations we apply are made up after the fact to account for the observed data. So it could be the case that once you are observing the phenomenon, then you are trying to relate to this theory, that this theory is not valid. But by applying this theory, can we actually say that this is going to happen? Now, if you look at this, essentially see that if I am considering myself to be the body, right, then I try to be happy through sensation or physical facilities. So the basic aspiration is to be happy. Now, how to be happy? If I am not clear about myself, so I will try to accumulate as much as possible. I will try to keep my body safe, protected, nurtured as much as possible, because if the body is gone, I am gone, right? So by that also, by that preconditioning also, I will try to keep my body fit. By that preconditioning also, I will try to ensure health in the body. So one purpose of health is I am able to see the body as my instrument, and I am utilizing the body as my instrument for right understanding, right feeling. This could be one purpose. The second purpose could also be that I assume myself to be the body. So I have a fear that if the body is gone, I will also be gone. If the body has rashes and क्या कहते हैं उसके चेहरे पे क्या कहते हैं, झुर्रियाँ क्या कहते हैं, नहीं झुर्री, wrinkles, yeah. If my face has wrinkles, I will lose respect in the society. So for that purpose also I can try to keep my body fit or healthy. So the same desire to keep the body healthy can come from natural acceptance, it can come from sensation, it can come from preconditioning. So now you see here, the people who are being studied, right, they may not have the right understanding. So generally what will happen, right, that people will try to keep themselves happy through preconditioning or sensation. So over time also this is surviving, this is there, because unless we have the right understanding, we try to go by this. Now we can observe this particularly for ourselves also. For example, if you publish more papers, you will be able to survive in this organization, let's say. So the tendency to publish papers is coming from where? This kind of desire, right? Now if you look into yourself, how we are trying to survive, and for that what we are carrying within in our imagination, that we have to make out. So I have to attend these many NPTEL courses, I have to publish papers, I have to gain these many points every year so that I can survive. Yes. That is for happiness, yes. Okay. Okay, nice. So how many of you are only for points? Nice. Nice. So here basically if I look at life as survival, right, and I am only looking at living part, if I am not looking at the living with happiness in continuity part, then my programs will be largely determined by physical facilities and body, and then I will keep on working for physical facilities and body. So this is the functionalist school, and this is William James, and this is Charles Darwin. So here there are more explanations. Evolutionary psychology explains human thoughts, emotions and behaviors as adaptations, traits that evolved to solve problems faced by our ancestors. So basically we are trying to adapt to the atmosphere, to the situation, right? So for example, like when we are making question papers earlier, they were simple question papers. Now after this outcome based education came, OBE, we are making course outcomes, course objectives, right? And then also the knowledge levels in every paper. Now you will see that your thought of designing the question paper has evolved over time. You are also seeing whether this is related to knowledge level 1 or 6 or 5 or 4. So, yeah. So this is adaptation. Our thoughts, emotions, behaviors have got adapted. Now some examples are here, like fear of snakes and spiders. Why it exists? These creatures posed a threat to our ancestors. Evolutionary explanation would be humans evolved a predisposition to fear potentially dangerous animals to increase survival chances. So basically, to survive, if I am able to protect myself from snakes and spiders, then the probability is more. So modern evidence, if you see, even children with no prior exposure to snakes show fear. But again, we can keep it open, right? That even a child today fears snakes. The child has never seen snakes, but still he fears snakes. Now what they are saying, this is because of some traits that we are carrying from our ancestors. But let us keep it open, right? For example, if you see a small child, it may also try to get hold of the snake without being aware that it may bite it. Mate preferences, men tend to prefer younger, physically attractive women. Women tend to prefer older, resource acquiring men.
Now the trend is changed.
Now see, this is something to do with animal consciousness. If I have right understanding, right feeling, I will look for the spouse having right understanding, right feeling. It will not be governed by physical facilities or body. But if the person is not having the right understanding, right feeling, it is going to be primarily governed by physical facility or body. Now generally in the society, men have been working and earning. So they are not dependent on wives for earning. So they will look for like physically attractive women. Generally women are not working, so they will look for resource acquiring men, because this will help in survival. Pardon? Yeah, so this may change. Now basically we have to see the reason behind this. So it might be happening with the ancestors. Now in the current society, the things might have changed. But I am not saying that this has completely changed. Even if you can see, like resource acquiring men. So it may be the case that many people are going for resource acquiring men, or many people are going for attractive women. That might be the case, even if they are having physical facility. That could be there. Again, the same thing applies. If one person is living completely at the level of expectation, right, then these things will be more applicable. If one is evolving, these things become less applicable. If I am operating with right understanding, right feeling, I will look at the self of the other, not the body or physical facility of the other. And the same thing will hold true for the other also. Now when we are looking at the other, are we looking at the self of the other, like in terms of their behavior, their feeling, their attitude, their approach towards solution, or we are looking at the body, or we are looking at the physical facility? Now if the choice is based on body or physical facility, we have multiple examples to see how it is not mutually fulfilling, right? Now recently some example came out, like a lady gave 4 crores of dowry, and for another 1 crore she committed suicide or she was killed. Some news came recently. So if one is operating only at the level of physical facility or body, then this thing is going to be more applicable. So we'll gradually see that this modern psychology is more applicable to people who are operating at a lower level, less applicable to people who are able to operate at the higher level. So these patterns are observed cross-culturally and suggesting evolutionary roots. So these preferences are linked to reproductive fitness, fertility in women, and ability to provide in men. Then parental investment. Mothers are usually more invested in child rearing than fathers. Reason? Women bear higher biological costs of reproduction, like pregnancy, nursing. So since women are carrying the children in the womb for 9 months, they get more attached to the child. Result, evolution selected for behaviors promoting maternal investment and caution in mate selection. But again, I will see that again some change might be taking place. So for example, after some, like after giving birth, if you look at the few years just after the birth, that may be applicable. But after some time, again it will be determined by the behavior of the father, behavior of the mother, behavior of the child, how it takes place. In-group versus out-group bias. Favor people like us, tribe or ethnicity, and distrust outsiders. Evolutionary reasoning is small tribes competed for scarce resources. Trusting your group increased cooperation and survival. So generally people would like to associate with their own group. For example, if you look at the students in a hostel, students from a particular region will associate together faster. If there are students from West Bengal, they will associate faster. From Tamil Nadu, they will associate faster. From Mumbai, they will associate faster. So modern consequence, if you see, prejudice and social biases may stem from this ancestral wiring. Then jealousy and mate guarding. Men are more upset by sexual infidelity, women more upset by emotional infidelity. Explanation: for men, sexual infidelity threatens paternity certainty. For women, emotional betrayal risks loss of resources. Again, I'll say that this is looking at a very lower level. It's not only to do with this, it is something to do with relationship. If the relationship is getting violated, we'll feel upset about it. So jealousy may have evolved as a defense against infidelity. Pardon?
Like what we said, if you are insecure, that's the jealousy would come.
Take a mic.
No, that's what we said earlier. No, if you are insecure because of this infidelity, then jealousy would come. It is not because you are more fit and jealousy is there. The jealousy is not the outcome of fitness. It is the outcome of the infidelity.
No, what is being said, if you are jealous, then you will be more fit.
Earlier it says.
Yeah.
Here it is said.
No, so it is saying that jealousy may have evolved as a defense against infidelity. So for example, let's say, for example, a very crude example, if the husband is very bulky, right, the woman may get attracted toward a fit man. So if this person is feeling jealous toward that fit person, then he will try to keep himself fit so that the wife is not getting infidel. Something like that. Similarly, on the other hand, if you look at this, then the wife will try to keep herself attractive so that the husband is not entering into infidelity. So things like that might happen. So this is something observed in the society. This is something observed in the society, right? So this is just a study of how people are living. This is not something that we are referring to natural acceptance. This is an observation of how people are living and why people are doing like this. So you can see that in structuralism, we are talking about the structure of imagination. Here, we are talking about various traits that we have picked up over time.
Sir, you have showed 3 slides now, 18, 19 and 20. All three, what I feel is at that time it might be correct according to their thought process then. But now when we have this thought process, these all things need to be revised.
Yes, do that. No, I am just saying, in fact, with this higher level of consciousness, you will find this less and less relevant.
True.
Yeah. So basically, when we were talking about this in detail, then we got some view that let us not talk about the modern psychology. Now we'll talk about the Indian tradition, and then we'll see how people are talking about directly block B1 as evolved psychology. So mostly in the West, you will see that the psychology that has evolved has evaluated the way people are living. Has evaluated the way people are living, and then trying to use it for either production or marketing or governance, things like that. So for example, if you have to,
Yes.
I will come to it. To what extent they have tried to look at it. Like Maslow has been looking at it in some other terms. But exactly if you see, I could not find out the difference of self and body clear. Right? Now if you see, if one goes by this theory, then if I have to design, If I have to design a product for men, the product would be something which ensures this paternal certainty, right? And if I have to design a product for women, it will be something like this. So for men, that kind of feature should be more important. For women, that kind of feature should be more important. So basically, these all theories, if you see, are making an assessment of the way people are living, right? Making an assessment of that and then utilizing it for some other purpose. Then preference of high calorie foods. Why we crave sugar and fat? So in the ancestral environment, these were rare but high energy. Adaptation, strong preference ensured survival during times of food scarcity. Modern mismatch is that this adaptation now contributes to obesity and lifestyle diseases. So earlier when there was scarcity of food, if you consume sugar and fat, then you can survive for longer time. So what he is saying that this has survived over the lineage of human being. But again, I'll say that keep it open, because it may be the case that our ancestors were eating, but here we are eating for some other purpose. Maybe for sensation, okay, maybe some other purpose. We have to look into it. So that's how we'll see that every theory comes up and then it has criticism. To some extent it is applicable, after that it is not applicable. It may have certain limitations.
1 minute, Bhaiya. I would like to add to that. So, could it be because our ancestors, the physical activity that they were performing was very much higher when compared to what we are doing? Say, for example, we didn't have mixie and other items. So, even for cleaning and other things, they were doing it manually. Nowadays, we are using equipments, digital devices and all for that, electronic devices for that. So that could also be one of the cause as to why we become obese nowadays.
Yeah. So, like again, you have to find out. You have to see in your imagination. If you are taking high calorie food, if you are taking sugar and fat, why you are taking? This could be one reason, but for you, some other reason may also hold true. It could be because biologically, since our ancestors were eating, so our body genetically had got designed like that, and we are trying to consume more and more fat and sugar. But if the self is prominent, okay, one may go otherwise also. So if one is living, assuming oneself as the body, then the genetic structure of the body and the features will matter more. But if one is living with self as the priority, then this will change. Okay. So that you have to find out. Generally I see that, let's say, if you have to work, it requires energy in the body, and the sugar gives direct energy to the body. So generally you see that after having food, 2 hours after that, we want tea or something. We are getting sugar in it, milk in it. So that is giving the body energy. If you don't take it, then you have to look for some alternative, right? Like sir was mentioning that he takes chocolates, let's say. Now out of chocolate, what you are getting sugar. So basically we require energy for the body that we may get from tea or coffee or chocolate. So we are consuming sugar. But if someone has diabetes, one will not go for that, one will go for something else. So I'll say that take it as a proposal. If you have preference for high calorie foods, then only it is applicable, first of all. And why it is applicable to you? It may be the case that evolutionary theory does not work for you. You have to find out why you are going for high sugar diet, high calorie diet, high fat diet. That we have to find out. Sense of humor. So the function is, it signals intelligence, creativity and social intelligence. Mate selection, humor is often cited as attractive, especially by women. Evolutionary view, humor may have evolved as a form of sexual selection. Maybe. Keep it open. Yeah. So it may be the case that some women might be favoring men who are very silent and calm and composed. Some women might be favoring men who are very humorous in their behavior. That may vary again. So the summary is, evolutionary psychology looks at how ancient survival and reproduction challenges shaped our modern minds. It seeks to understand the why behind the universal behaviors by linking them to evolutionary pressures. So So they are trying to look at the various traits in the current society and why it is there, and trying to link it to our ancestral traits. If they require something, we are doing the same thing. Fine. Now this is something to do only with the body or physical facility, but we can look for traits here in the self also. Let's say, for example, if our ancestors were very religious, that is somehow continuing. If the ancestors were atheist, that is also somewhat continuing. So we can look at the self also. They are primarily talking about the body and physical facility, but you can look at the traits in the self also, isn't it? I will find that whenever I go to Bangalore, people will use that pumpkin and make some face on it of a demon and break it and then keep in front of the house. Here also. Now from where had this trait come? Because they feel that some self, some evil self could be there which can harm my family, and that might be from the ancestors, right? And then people have still that kind of fear, and they are doing this. Highly educated people will be doing that.
Nowadays it's more celebration, but it's like more educated even in schools they are doing
Yeah. Now try to find out from where this trait has come. From where has anyone explored whether this evil self is there or not, or just it is a kind of conditioning because of which we are doing that. So from where has this conditioning come? So this evolutionary psychology, what they are saying, this conditioning has come because of survival, and it is mostly to do with the body or physical facility. But again I will say that the more we evolve, these kinds of traits will go down. For example, in mate selection, food selection, behavior, okay, parental investment. Now you can see that mother and father both are taking care of the children, equally taking care. The parents, the father is also cooking food, mother is also cooking food. The father is also carrying the baby in the lap, and the mother is also carrying the baby in the lap. Okay, so things are changing. So the famous studies and case examples in evolutionary psychology. So let's say mate preferences and attraction. This is study by David Boss, cross-cultural study of mate preferences in 1989. So the study summary is that they surveyed over 10,000 people across 37 cultures and found universal patterns. Men preferred physical attractiveness and youth linked to fertility. Women preferred resources, ambition and status linked to survival and offspring protection. Now this is something that we can still see in the society. Like when women have to choose men, they will look for job, salary, package. The physical features will come later. When the men have to choose a spouse, they will not look for the salary or package, they will look for the physical features first. Is that true? Yeah. In fact, now that could be another thing. That set aside the physical feature, people look at the family, they look at the sanskar in the family, whether the lady is going to be a part of my family or going to live in a separate house, whether she is going to accept my parents or her parents, or she is not going to accept that relationship at all. So that will again depend. Now see, this study has been mostly done, let's say, I am not aware, this 37 cultures may include different cultures in the West also. But generally you will see that this is still applicable. I can see that in our UP and Bihar regions also, when the selection has to be done, the photograph will be shown, and the first selection is based on the photograph. Features, the physical features. Then will come the family, okay, and then will come either the salary or exchange of physical facility. Okay. Current trend, yeah. Yeah, so it may be the case that when the girl is being selected, first the physical features.
For boy it is the salary.
For the boy it is the salary.
No, boy the condition they give is nowadays the men's.
Pardon? Working women. Okay.
Most prefer the girls work in abroad. That is the second best condition. Third, they are okay with
Okay. So this is not applicable anymore then, I'll say. Yeah. Yeah.
When we see with our UHV thing, when we see with this UHV thing, we only self-only associate with the body I want, like male body or female body. I am taking the choice. But where this commonality is coming? Because it's my choice to be in the male body or
yeah, but there would be some average conditioning in the society, no? So for example, as Didi is saying, that now the common conditioning is that the girl has to be working.
So what is this conditioning with my sanskar?
Yeah, so like my conditioning, your conditioning, others conditioning make a common conditioning in the society.
That collective consciousness.
Collective consciousness or conditioning.
Collective consciousness itself, I mean, having these conditions, whatever is seen is true. That physical attraction and sexuality in the men is high, and this women look for the security. It is because over the period of years, woman has been used to be a dependent soul or something like that. But it is getting.
Yeah, here again, like the trend may be changing. So it so happens now that survival has become somewhat more difficult. It could be the case. Survival has become more difficult.
The selection is based on the survival.
Yeah.
Both will be earning, survival will be high.
Yes.
So the basic instinct of the survival has come from the Darwin. It's the same. Only with the change in the scenario, political, social, whatever, the program that you say has changed.
Yeah.
The program is different, but basic instinct is the survival.
Yeah, so the desire is for survival.
But the second desire
Is the concept of acquiring.
Yeah, take a mic, otherwise nobody is listening. Yeah, take that mic.
People are, the younger generation, I mean, they are more into the physical facilities. They are not into this sanskar or the social norms what we used to follow. They are not into that. They all have the mindset of lavish life, spending more, have a carefree life. Even with a partner, they take life in this direction. They don't want to follow certain rules, or they don't want rules at all.
Yeah, let me say that another pattern is emerging. After that Nagaland case, boys are fearing this honeymoon. They are fearing honeymoon, so there are so many reels saying that when the boy is going for a honeymoon, it is taking the family also along.
The boys are fearing. A lot of incidents happen. Then the female also fear.
Bhaiya?
No, earlier like these dowry deaths were taking place. Now these extramarital murders are taking place, and that is on the rise.
Both sides is happening.
Both sides.
But here, if you see, basically, I mean, I'm just saying it is not defending what they're saying. I'm saying that.
Take a mic. Take a mic.
Here now.
See, there are 3 mics. Where are they?
Yeah, here I wanted to say something.
Yes.
Just because we were discussing about the preferences. I had a student who was like struggling with his engineering. So I just asked him like, why did you take engineering? You could have opted for arts and science. He's just bluntly told me, but ma'am, engineering fetches me more dowry. So it was like, for dowry he was doing his degree.
Yeah.
No, in certain cases it's not just the degree. Where you do the degree also matters.
That is also.
I was teaching at Galgotias University, one NCR, and in MBA, when I talked to the students, I mostly found that girls are going for MBA for marriage, and boys are going for fitting into the business of their parents. And that is the prime motivation for going for MBA. Yes. That they have a degree, and now they can be called as educated, and they can get married happily, and they can settle in the business also happily. Their employees will not call them uneducated. The boys have this kind of feeling.
Yes.
So essentially, if you see, now the core point is that if I assume myself to be the body, my whole effort is towards survival, right? Be it a boy or a girl. Now for survival, whatever is more fit, I try for that. If the wife serving my parents is more fit, then I go for that. If the wife is earning, even though she is not accepting my parents because it will lead to my survival, then I go for that, right? All those possibilities are there. So the daily life relevance explains why some people focus on physical appearance in dating while others prioritize status or resources. Now again you can find out when girls and boys are dating each other on the website, that Tinder. So from where or what are the preferences that they are putting in? Okay, what are the preferences of men and women? The second is jealousy and emotional reactions. So the study is about the sex differences in jealousy study, researcher David Boss and colleagues. The participants imagine two scenarios: their partner having sexual infidelity, the partner having emotional infidelity. Men showed stronger reaction to sexual infidelity, women reacted more strongly to emotional infidelity. Now this has come through research. Okay. Now again, which society has been studied, which population has been studied, that has to be looked into. So it is a threat to parental uncertainty and this is a threat of losing partners, resources and attention. Now here again we can see, like maybe as we develop that emotional infidelity is more prior, right? So even if the person is not having some extramarital affair, but if the person is losing that emotional connection, then it may be disturbing. So the key concept is jealousy evolved to solve different reproductive risks for men and women. Now again you can see they are only trying to look into this reproductive part or the physical part, but when we develop more, the emotion or the feeling part becomes more prior for us. This helps explain differences in relationship jealousy patterns, provides insight for couples therapy and conflict resolution. I think from here, based on the UHV inputs, okay, you can have new areas for research. You can try to see how, and we can study the population in a better way, isn't it? That is also possible. So how our preferences change when we evolve as a human being, when we move from animal consciousness to human consciousness, how our preferences change, right? This can be researched. With people who are not attending UHV workshops, what are their preferences? People who are attending the workshops, now there are 1 lakh people attended the workshop, right? What are their preferences? So that can be also looked into. Yeah, fine. Now in fact, now if we are teaching this course in a very effective manner in the institutions, we will see that their preferences will change from first year to 4th year in the students. For example, earlier the preference was getting placed. Now the preference is shifting into having one's own startup. Now the preference is changing. Students are saying that why will you place me? I will create my own startup. I am not begging for job. I will create my own job and I will give you a job. So again that kind of pattern is changing. Then fear and phobias, study by Oman and Mineka's fear conditioning experiment in 2001. So the study summary is people develop fear responses more easily to evolutionary threats like snakes and spiders than modern threats like guns and cars. So the key concept is humans evolved to quickly learn fear of ancestral threats. This fear module increases survival chances. Now this is somewhat relevant. To survive, okay, I have to make arrangements. And I carry a fear within that if I do not fulfill this, my survival is at risk. So what will happen of me if I do not get a job, if I do not get increment, if I do not get married, right? So that fear might be there. In fact, there are 4 kinds of fear if you look at it. One is the fear of death. The second is fear of post. Third is fear of losing respect. Fear of losing post. Fear of losing respect. And fourth is fear of losing wealth. So fear of losing life, fear of losing post, fear of losing wealth, fear of losing respect. Here also fear of losing life is the most prominent one, because if I assume myself to be the body, set everything aside, first of all I have to survive. So if one is not clear about all this, then that fear of losing life is always prominent. Just everything will be taken care of, not to help with the respect or post or this thing, wealth. First of all, I have to survive. So that's how, and they have studied mostly the population, maybe which is living with animal consciousness. So this survival part has become more prominent for them. But it may be the case that if for me respect is more important, I go on a fast unto death. Let me die, but I will not compromise with my respect. Let me lose all my wealth, but I will not compromise with my respect. Maybe the spouse is providing a lot of physical facility in the house, but I am not being treated as a person, as a human being. So I leave that house. I will survive by myself. Okay, even if my survival is at risk, I will go for that. That may be there. So our priorities does change. Our priority does change as we move to the higher level. So your priority has changed. You are attending a workshop on weekends. Now right understanding comes to the first priority. So in place of moving around, seeing sceneries, eating and enjoying facilities around, you are sitting in this workshop, right, all the time.
Sir, so the suicidal rates and the dowry problem should also be reduced by these kind of workers.
This is the minimum expectation. Yeah, paternal investment theory. So Robert Triver's theory of parental investment. So the core idea is the gender that invests more in offspring, usually females, becomes choosier about mates. The less investing gender, usually males, competes more for access to mates. Findings explains the differences in sexual behavior. Females tend to be more selective in mate choice. Males compete more for mates and often pursue multiple partners. Again, this may vary from civilization, society to society. Daily life relevance explains patterns of dating, sexual behavior and parental roles. Influences discussions about gender differences in relationships. Then kin selection and altruism. So by Hamilton's rule and kin selection theory, the core idea is people are more likely to help relatives than strangers because helping kin increases chances of passing on shared genes. Now again, we have to look into all this. Altruistic acts are more common among close family members. Explains why people often sacrifice for siblings or children. Now maybe this is a correlation, this is a wrong correlation, this is also possible. So for example, if I am helping my kin, someone in my family or extended family, I can be also assured that tomorrow if I am lacking some physical facility or some help is required, the other person will be there for me. It could be more possible. In place of just saying that it increases chances of passing on shared genes, okay, that one has to look into again. What is more prominent? So we have to explore all this. Take it as a proposal, explore into all this. For the daily life relevances, explains family loyalty, inheritance behavior and caregiving. Shapes family structures and support systems in many cultures. Now is it because of, this could be there in one way that many times we think that मेरा वंश चलना चाहिए, ठीक है ना, तो कोई बाहर के आदमी को देंगे, if I am giving something to the outsider, it will not help my dynasty. So even if not in my family, let my cousin's family survive so that the dynasty continues. That could be there. That could be there. So if you look at various case studies, so various concepts are there like mate selection, jealousy, fear and phobias, parental investment, kin selection and altruism. We talked about all this. So the key insight is men prefer youth, women prefer resources. Gender differences in jealousy responses, quick fear learning for ancestral threats, different mating strategies due to parental roles. People favor relatives for evolutionary reasons. The daily life application, if you see, dating preferences, attraction behaviors, relationship dynamics, emotional conflicts, phobia treatment, survival instincts, explains sexual behavior, parental strategies, family bonding, caregiving, inheritance behavior and all this. So there are various traits to be studied. Like still in our society, one common trait is that unless I have a boy as a child, my dynasty will not continue. Pardon?
Everywhere it is like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So this break time, yes. No, 3 more minutes, 4 minutes. I will share an example, no, like in our college, you know, like there is one housekeeping staff, and he always comes to me and says that some salary increment is due, you know, let us do something for that. Then I generally have this kind of session on Saturdays. So I started talking to him that how many members in the family you have. Then he told me that I have wife and I have 4